All right, here I'm Dave Chase, another segment of Road Chase, and with me today in the New York metro area, I'm over at MacDuffs Pub in Greenwich, Connecticut, which is diagonally across from the train station and from the movie theater at the bottom of Greenwich Avenue. With me today is one of the proprietors, or one of the owners of MacDuffs Pub, Scott Sievwright. Scott, how are you today?
I'm well. How are you doing, Dave?
Thanks for asking. It's great to have you here. Obviously, MacDuffs has got a very good reputation in Greenwich. The food is fantastic. Now, how long have you guys been in business for?
A little over 4 years now.
Interesting. Now, in those 4 years, you guys, obviously, this place is packed all the time. We'll talk about some of the events and some of the music things you guys do. But how did you get started and why this location?
Well, I initially got into the restaurant industry by working at one of my friend's place. It's over in Portchester. It's called Fish. I was doing a postgraduate at New York Medical College, trying to find my way into a career. And I would go and I'd actually work the line with him over at Fish. And I found out I enjoyed going to work more than I went to class. So that kind of planted the seed. And then we actually used to come here. One of our friends owned this place. And he was moving out to California and his father was moving to Argentina. Okay. So we saw opportunity. And while I was working over at Fish, I met Arjun and became good friends with him. Arjun has quite a reputation in Greenwich from being a bartender up at Dome. Okay. So everything kind of lined up, and it just it felt like the right thing to do.
Nice. So you've got your brother as a partner. Mm-hmm. You've got Arjun Reddy as a partner as well. What was that like, try to get all the personalities, and how did you guys pick a theme?
Well, the theme, we always wanted to do a Scottish pub because you always see Irish bars represented. My grandfather was a bar owner. His father was a bar owner. His father before that was a bartender, all in Scotland. So I guess it runs in our blood. So we had a good idea of what we wanted to do and how we wanted to transform this place from an Italian bistro into a Scottish pub. So that's where the idea came from.
Nice. Now I know your last name Sievwright is Scottish, obviously.
Yes.
There's an interesting background with that name. It's something that you guys helped to defeat the Romans trying to conquer Scotland or something along those lines.
There's many different interpretations of the last name because there's so many different spellings of it. Okay. We've tried to trace it back a few different places, but it always seems to end with a different story, or as many things do. We're part of the Macintosh clan. We know that much. So
okay.
That's
interesting. Well, I guess let me ask you a question. I mean, you guys have been in business for 4 or 5 years now, fairly well established. What were some of the obstacles that you ran into when you first started opening the business? Since the main restaurant experience you had was at the one restaurant in Portchester. How did that translate, or did it translate to real world experience owning your own restaurant?
It helped because we had friends who had done it. Okay. So I got to meet, Billy and Gina Rosenberg. They helped me and my brother and Arjun set this place up. Arjun helped them set Fish up, so he had an idea. But there was definitely a lot of learning on the spot because dealing with the town of Greenwich, not knowing all the rules and the laws and things like that. You had to definitely jump through hoops, but absolutely, if I were to do it again, I'd be able to do it faster, but still the same way.
Now, you guys started the restaurant when the economy was chugging along, was doing fairly well. Obviously, the last couple of years, the economy has tanked. Did you see a drop-off in business? And if so, has it come back or did it ever drop off?
It did drop off a bit, the after-work crowd, because a couple of the hedge funds in town kind of vanished. So we did lose that, but what we did find was that our food business actually went up because we were one of the lower-priced places in Greenwich. So people who still like to go out to dinner, but maybe wanted to budget themselves a bit more, would come out, and everyone enjoys our food. We try and make everything from scratch. It's all all fresh. We try not to freeze anything or use any frozen products, no pre-made products. So we really wanted, the popular term now is gastropub.
Okay.
But, you can interpret that how you'd like to.
Well, it's interesting when you bring up that you guys use fresh ingredients and you prepare stuff fresh, and nothing really comes out of a can here, which is refreshing to hear. I know you guys got a fantastic write-up from, I believe it was Greenwich magazine. Tell me a little bit about that.
It was actually great. We hadn't been open too long, and one of the critics had come in. She enjoyed the food. She came back. She enjoyed it again. So she decided that she would do a write-up on it. So she came in and asked, and of course we said yes, it would be great. So they came in. It was our first celebrity type moment. Just that feeling of being, oh look, well, we're in a magazine. So it was enjoyable. They came in, photographer, took pictures of the food, interviewed us. So it was fun.
Nice. Now, I guess obviously the business has picked up again. Now that the economy is starting slowly to turn around. What are the plans for you guys? Are you going to open up another restaurant or expand this? Obviously, it's tough to expand this one, but are you looking to open up other restaurants, or are you just going to maintain this one for a while?
Well, we always, kind of keep your ear to the ground, see what's happening in different areas. We would like to, definitely. I mean, expanding would be great, but it has to be the right place at the right time, and you have to make sure you can leave this one running, and not let the quality of anything go down here, while focusing on something new. So, it's you have to keep a balance.
It's nice, that you worry about the quality, because I know many restaurateurs, they get successful, as this place has, and they look to immediately expand and replicate the model, and at the same time, quality suffers. And it's nice to see that you guys still maintain that quality, still maintain the freshness and the quality of the food. Now, how do you decide? I know that you have a lot of specials, and I know there's a lot of mainstays on the menu, and like the fish and chips and the shepherd's pie. How do you guys decide on specials?
Well, a lot of times we'll steal stuff. We'll go into the city and we'll try something, we'll like it or not like it. Or you're reading in a cookbook and you like something, or I watch Food Network, you see something there and you like to try it, so you get to play with stuff. That's the fun part about having having the kitchen at just your use. You just go in the cookbook, you find something, and in your downtime you make it. If it's good, you can try it out. On the specials, sometimes it'll go really well, sometimes it'll go poorly.
Well, are you seeing, which brings up a really good question then, are you seeing any trends in the specials, or trends that people are either looking for or asking for that you guys are seeing yourselves while you're out and about trying stuff?
Yeah, it seems like people have gone to the offcuts of meat. They're not looking for filet or sirloin really. They want braised short ribs. They want it's quite straight. Lamb shanks, things like that,
right,
that take a long time, but when prepared right, they're really good. But you just see, we do a special pie every week, and like lamb stew or pork stew, and that's one of the things that people love to go for. So
nice. It's refreshing that you guys stay on top of what the trends are, and you incorporate that into the restaurant. I guess I understand you're recently married as well. How is working in the restaurant, working long hours, how do you balance the work-life balance?
Well, I'd met my wife when before I'd started this place. We were friends, and then, she knew what she was getting into. We had about 4 years of living it. But it is, it's hard when you miss someone for an entire day, because, she is up and out before I'm awake, and then she's in bed before I'm home. So some days you miss it out, but then, because I have Ian and Arjun, I can leave the place for a day, 2 days, and go and spend time with her. Okay. So she knew what she was getting into, but it is definitely it's a balancing act.
Okay. Well, I guess what advice would you have for somebody looking to get into business or trying to make that transition from employee to bar owner? What advice would you give to those individuals?
I think if I could have, I would have learned more under someone else's wing first. Basically, learn on someone else's dime, before you're ready to hop in yourself. I think if you get to manage a restaurant for a while, get to know how to manage the people, your employees. All our employees here become our friends. From the kitchen to the bartenders to everyone, waitress. But also there's little fights here and there, and you have to kind of be as much of a friend as possible, but then also be able to put out the little fires around the place. So if you learn that under someone else, and you learn how to manage the customers, and then also back of the house and the office, then maybe take the step, then take the plunge into it. So.
Well, that's good advice. And so with me today is Scott Sievwright, one of the owners of MacDuffs. And Scott, thank you for having us in today. We really appreciate it. And folks, as you know, you can always find all the contact information for MacDuffs at our Facebook fan page, Chase This, or on our YouTube channel, which is Chase This TV show. All the contact information for MacDuffs will be out there. And thanks again. This is Dave Chase at MacDuffs. Good day.